Hi guys, I'm Rijo Joseph and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about when and why to keep cash in hand and why cash is the king. So let's begin. In my opinion, cash is the best liquid asset that you can own. Cash is the only asset class that will guarantee you a principal return in the short run. Although cash typically refers to money in hand, but it can also indicate the money in your bank accounts in the form of fixed deposits, savings account or recurring deposits, and even checks. Cash can also be referred to any kind of money that is accessible and can easily turn into physical cash. The reasons to hold cash in hand can be easily understood if we understand the motive behind holding the cash. Typically speaking, there are three motives why we should hold cash on hand. The first motive is transaction motive. In transaction motives, three things have to be discussed. That is, number one, the advantage of having the cash is that you can spend it however and whenever you want. You can use the cash in hand to meet your daily expenses and spend it on your short-term goals. Number two, whenever you are planning to make big purchases and when you are planning to make huge down payments, it makes sense to hold cash in hand. Number three, you have to hold cash to meet the near-term planned and foreseen expenses. For example, paying the school fee of your child or paying your 6 months rent in advance. The second motive to hold cash is precautionary motive. Precautionary motive refers to a tendency of a person to hold cash to meet contingencies or unforeseen circumstances. For example, you need to maintain certain amount of cash as an emergency fund for all your medical expenses. Having physical cash in hand or money in the bank allows you to pay for any kind of emergency without reaching out to the credit card and taking heavy interest loans. For example, there might be situations when your medical insurance does not cover your certain medical bills, like your dental surgeries or your dental implantations. In that case, you can make the payments from your contingency fund. One thing that you need to take care is that once you use the cash from your emergency fund, try to replenish the fund as soon as possible. Third and the most important point in the precautionary motive is wealth or corpus protection. Let's take a scenario that you have been investing in stocks and bonds for your child's education, college education for the past 8 years. And in the coming 1 to 2 years, you know that you have to have cash in hand. So it will be prudent enough not to wait for the exact 10 years to get over when you need the cash, but withdraw the cash from the equities and the bonds or any kind of investment and keep the cash in hand for an year at least. The third motive can be called speculative or investment motive. Well, investment motive talks about that you should have cash in hand for every kind of market crash or for every kind of situation where you can buy an investment product at a very affordable price. Let's take a scenario of COVID in the year 2020. The market crashed and anyone who had cash in hand at that time and who knew about investing, they are sitting at a very huge profit today. And one who knew about investment but didn't have cash in hand missed the boat. So my dear friends, it's very, very important that you have to maintain a crash fund even along with your emergency fund, so that whenever your markets are down, you get the right price of a particular stock or an equity to purchase that. You need to do this because if you don't do so, you are going to miss a golden opportunity to make good profits. Now comes a very valid question that what are the conditions for the cash to be the king? If we break it down, there are three most important conditions for the cash to be the king. Number one, cash should be held in a very responsible manner and a reasonable manner. Until and unless there is a lot of cash in hand, having sufficient amount of cash in hand gives you a certain amount of courage, certain amount of security, and certain amount of peace. Number two, cash must be accumulated before the market crash and not after the crash. In the same way, cash in hand should be invested before the market recovers and not after the recovery of the market. But often we see just the opposite of it. Having said that, please don't consider cash to be the best investment that you can have. An investment environment where cash is the king for a prolonged period of time is too risky. So whenever you're talking about long term, please invest your money in stocks, bonds, or whatever investment plans that you believe in. Third, and the most important condition for the cash to be the king is that it should be accumulated near to your financial goal. While investment should be a part of your long term financial plan, don't underestimate the power of holding cash in hand over a short period of time. The last and the most important thing is that you should not be growing your money, or you should not be growing your corpus in a way that you are asset rich and cash poor. That's the end of the video, guys. If you are liking the content that we are posting, please do share our videos. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. See you. Goodbye.